And welcome to the channel. And if you like money and crypto, make sure to hit the subscribe button. So today, I'm going to say happy birthday to Bitcoin. And we have a few news lined up today to talk about Bitcoin as it some trading around the 51,000 mark. So first up, we have is China crypto ban sheds light on the over 15 over countries that restrict or ban cryptocurrency. Now, the leading crypto service comparison site called CryptoWiser take an in-depth look at the recent crypto ban in China as well as several other countries who legally restrict cryptocurrencies. Now, there are over 15 countries where cryptocurrency is restricted and outright banned. However, some are stricter than others and entirely illegal to own the crypto assets. For instance, the report lists Bangladesh as a country that forbids owning any form of cryptocurrency. Despite this, it is also reported that 2.27% of the population of Bangladesh owns some cryptocurrency. Decentralized exchanges that also led the way, like PancakeSwap, still make it possible to own crypto despite your citizenship, with the ability to keep your finances away from any central authority. Citizens of the reportedly banned crypto states can still hold cryptocurrencies. Countries that partially have banned, like markets of Turkey and Russia, do not outright ban cryptocurrency. They do not force their citizens to jump through certain hoops. But for instance, the report explains that these restrictions can range from allowing users to make payments from crypto to forcing users to register their crypto exchanges with the bank, or in Bahrain's case, requiring users to have crypto license. Now, the highest concentration of crypto users reported in developing countries are Vietnam and the Philippines, and reported up to 20% of their population interacted with cryptocurrencies at some point, while the US reported a mere 13%. Now, in conclusion, it's no surprise that countries ban and continue to enforce stricter regulations on cryptocurrencies activity as cryptocurrencies become more normalized. Now, governments are likely to enforce regulations as well as further their understanding of digital currencies, and at the very least create a synergy between both of them. Next up, we have Venezuela. So Venezuela slashes 6-0 off its currency, Bolivar, and keeps losing ground against the dollar. So the Central Bank of Venezuela, the institution that dictates the monetary policy of the country, has applied a redenomination of its fiat currency, the Bolivar, to simplify the action of paying and handling large amount of money. Now, this redenomination implied slashing 6-0 of its current value of the currency, effectively making 1 million bolivars to just 1 bolivar now. Now, the banking and financial institutions stopped their services to the public on September 30th to apply the necessary changes in their platforms to adequate the amount to the new redenomination currencies. But even with these measures taken, the so-called digital bolivar is still losing its value at a very fast pace. Our country right now is facing fuel shortages. The citizens have to endure big lines to fill their tanks as the consequences of the multitude of factors, including the poor state in which local refineries are situated. Next up, we have Bitcoin might become a regulated currency in Brazil. Now, Bitcoin might become the currency for payments in Brazil in the near future, according to the statement given by Arroyo Ribeiro, a federal deputy. Ribeiro stated that with the future approval of the Bill 303/15, which regulates cryptocurrencies, new users would be able to open their as a crypto holder, such as buying houses, cars, and even food in the restaurants like McDonald's. Now, Brazilians have been especially hit with scams also, and with the authorities having to act against the promoters of these alleged Ponzi schemes several times this year. Separate the wheat from the chef creates a regulation so that you can trade, you know who you are buying from, and you know who you are dealing with. To conclude, The federal deputy said that the law project had support in the government, and it has also been in discussion with presidents of the Chamber of Deputies. To Ribeiro, it's just a matter of time for the law to be approved. Very interesting here. As you can see, things are happening in southern side of America, right? Especially Brazil. And also, U.S. banks launches a service as institution race to cater to crypto demand. Now, the U.S. bank, which was founded in the Civil War in 1863, is a top 10 player in custody with more than 8.6 trillion in assets under custody and administration, according to the data from the Federal Deposit Insurance Corp. After key regulator released a paper last year that established the national banks could custody crypto assets, Cadia surveyed the firm's biggest client to determine if the interest was genuine. She found that the interest in the crypto space was broad and was not limited to niche players, and the clients wanted the bank to move quickly. What we are hearing across the board is while every currencies might not survive, there might be room for thousands of coins, and there's something about the potential of this asset class and the underlying technology that would be prudent for us to stand up and support it, she said. Very interesting. One of the fifth largest retail banks in the US right now are being forced, to actually help enable the adoption where people are trying to use bank services to buy cryptos, most likely over the counter. The other news that I have is the IMF also recommends crypto standards for financial stability. And these global crypto adoptions will release new policies by the IMF to ensure financial stability in emerging markets. Now, despite the bearish trend since May 2021, the IMF sees crypto assets as a potential tool for faster and cheaper cross-border payments, citing the dramatic rise in the value of crypto markets. Crypto adoption is the attribute to high returns and lower transaction costs and speed to reduce anti-money laundering standards, according to the report. Now, due to the increased trading of crypto assets, IMF recommends that some steps are to be considered to counter the financial stability challenges. According to the IMF report, crypto market valuations have expanded beyond Bitcoin, and stablecoins have risen dramatically. 3 years of IMF data suggests Bitcoin and other non-stable crypto assets have risk of adjustments return comparable to mainstream benchmarks such as the S&P 500. JPMorgan, CEO of Bitcoin, has no intrinsic value. Regulators will regulate the hell out of it. Now, the CEO of the global investment bank JPMorgan, Jamie Dimon, says that the Bitcoin has no intrinsic value and regulators are going to regulate the hell out of it. He emphasized if people are using it for tax avoidance and sex trafficking and ransomware, it's going to be regulated whether you like it or not. Now, JPMorgan Chase chairman Jamie Dimon continued to express his anti-Bitcoin and crypto stance in an interview with HBO published on Monday. Dimon was asked whether Bitcoin is the fool's gold of the future, and JPMorgan boss replied, "It is got no intrinsic value, and regulators are going to regulate it." So, something to take note about JPMorgan, because they are also offering some of their high clientele, to purchase cryptocurrencies also over the counter. What is the agenda or the intent of stating something like this when you are when the organization itself is also at the same time putting it as a service? So something to take note, that not so much of from a perspective of a FUD, but that maybe, just maybe, this could be a way to just keep retailers out while their own clientele actually buys in to Bitcoin. Potentially, I mean, all of this can be proven, but it's just a speculation, and since the technology is here to stay, so that's something to always take note. Virgin Galactic chairman Charmaf said that the Bitcoin has replaced gold. Now, I covered this video yesterday. The chairman said that Bitcoin has effectively replaced gold, having predicted that the price of the cryptocurrency would hit $200,000 per Bitcoin. Now, the executive said that Bitcoin's market cap is just going to grow, and he's pretty confident to state that Bitcoin has effectively replaced gold. Now, he explains that cryptocurrency and decentralized finance, or DeFi, are part of a Web 3.0. While Google and Facebook dominated the first two versions of the internet, the next stage of the evolution of the internet is rebuilding all that stuff without the obvious leader. Now, the Virgin Galactic chairman said it's completely headless, it's entirely peer-to-peer, and I think that's both scary and exciting. Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Crypto, my crypto exposure is greater than gold for the first time ever, Mr. Wonderful. So he has revealed that his portfolio now has a greater exposure of cryptocurrency gold for the first time, and he tweeted on Saturday, "For the first time, my crypto exposure is greater than gold." His comment followed his interview with Stanberry Research, published on Friday, emphasizing that he is a believer and an investor of crypto. Mr. Wonderful shared, "At the end of the year, I'm hoping to be at 7% of our operating company's portfolio in cryptocurrency. Moreover," he said, "I am investing in a wide range of different crypto products as a strategy." Now, the Shark Tank star noted, "I'm happy to listen to anybody, but I'm sorry, I don't agree if the answer is you have zero exposure to crypto." Now, crypto is not just betting on the price of Bitcoin anymore. There's many other ways to invest, particularly in blockchain opportunities like Solana, Ethereum, and so many different levels. And then, of course, level 2 is the derivatives that put on top of Ethereum and Solana, and all of the others like NFTs or non-fungible tokens are also going to be growing very quickly, he added. Donald Trump, "I don't want other cryptocurrencies coming out and hurting the US dollars." So former US President Donald Trump has commented on the growing popularity of cryptocurrencies and the crypto crackdown by Chinese government. He reiterated his anti-crypto stance, "Since I don't want to have other cryptocurrencies other currencies coming out and hunting the demeaning of the dollar in any way." Trump was asked, "You have a relationship with the Chinese president. What do you think the Chinese president is up to, and about this crackdown on the crypto? Is it good for the US?" And he replied, "Well, I think he wants to do his own currency, whether it's crypto or otherwise." Several people, including famous Rich Dad Poor Dad Robert Kiyosaki, have also similarly expressed that China has been cracking down on crypto to pave way for its central banking digital currencies, the CBDC, the digital yuan. Some views of anti-crypto move to the Chinese government as a positive news for the US, including a number of lawmakers. Now, China's decision to restrict the access presents a perfectly opportunity for the American leadership of cryptocurrencies, noted the Congressman Patrick McHenry, commenting that it's a rising popularity of cryptocurrencies. Trump said that one of the reasons that we have to be very careful is we have a currency right now, the dollar, and I'm a big fan of the dollar. I'm a big fan of our currency, he emphasized. The IMF also warns of cryptoization, emerging economies that could potentially threaten growth and financial stability. IMF research points out to the survey data showing the top 5 countries using and owning crypto assets in 2020 were emerging markets and developing economies, whereas the lowest adopters were generally advanced economies. Other data of the blockchain analysis done by companies also shows that the adoption in emerging markets of cryptocurrency is outpacing, and that is a developed world. Now, there are factors of cryptoization, including unsound government economic policies that triggers inflation in local currencies, as well as undeveloped and inefficient payment mechanisms, according to the report. Though the citizens of the emerging markets are making rational decisions to use cryptocurrencies, there are more stable and local currencies and which can serve more efficient payment mechanism. Cryptoization can hinder the local government's ability to carry out better policies. Now, there's a widespread of adoption of cryptocurrencies and also the use to facilitate tax evasion, especially in countries where governments don't have access to sophisticated blockchain analysis techniques that can be used to track down tax cheats, as the report said. The IMF also called for greater international cooperation on cryptocurrencies regulation to help promote global financial stability and call on emerging markets economies to double their focus on effective microeconomic policies. Well, IMF, I think, not good, not bad, but I think that there's one potential risk in terms of government policies that can impede the stability of rate of returns that can be diminished in terms of the crypto space. Mostly when it's when control comes in, that's what you have seen in the previous traditional markets, where we are not even hitting the kind of percentage we are getting right now in the crypto space. Something to take note. Bitcoin is also stronger. Iran is also allowing the ban, even after China actually was banned. This I was covered about 3 months ago. They have actually resumed their mining, and estimated between 4.5 to 7% of the world's cryptocurrency mining that is currently done in Iran. Now, the country has one of the cheapest electricity prices in the world, and thanks to its abundant fossil fuel resources such as natural gas. And some reports suggest that Iran's favorable outlook on Bitcoin mining is a way to evade sanctions from the United States. Iran currently suffers a near complete ban on the US, negatively affecting the nation's economy. But nevertheless, the revenues are estimated by Reuters to be around $1 billion. Now, despite the ban, underground mining reportedly continued. And on Wednesday, broke that Ali Shari, the director of Tehran Stock Exchange, has resigned after a state-run media reported that cryptocurrency mining was taking place at the exchange during the ban. El Salvador, the country that's still testing and installing mining equipment on the volcano. With that in mind, the figures will be undoubtedly increased substantial in the coming weeks, and provided the project doesn't hit any major roadblocks, even political or physical. Now, El Salvador also wholeheartedly embraced Bitcoin as a huge boon to the crypto community. The coin's proponents prove that the crypto cans should also be taken seriously, and despite ongoing regulations and controversies around it. We look forward to seeing how El Salvador's volcano project progress over time. If it achieves a significant results in the future, you can be sure that El Salvador will let the world know. Rich Dad, author of Rich Dad Poor Dad author Robert Kiyosaki recommends Bitcoin investment before the biggest crash in history. Now, Robert Kiyosaki, famed investor and author of the Rich Dad series of personal finance book, is yet another finance personality speaking out in favor of cryptocurrency investment along with gold and silver. Now, in several tweets over the past week, Kiyosaki stated that he has preference in this investment, even going to as far as to say get gold, silver, and Bitcoin and Ethereum before the biggest crash happens in history. Now, the US government is out of money. There's a shutdown that is looming, and it blames the Republicans for the problem. Evergrande, China's bigger property developer with over 800 projects in 200 cities, is out of money. You get the message. Get gold, silver, Bitcoin, Ethereum before the biggest crash in history. Take care. So that's the news from Mr. Robert Kiyosaki. And we have the state of the Lightning networks behind the curtains. Now, El Salvador, Bitcoin's adoption, Twitter enabling Bitcoin tipping through Lightning networks, and Paxful integrating into the Lightning networks all in September have propelled user adoption and payments activity in the network. Now, Arcane Research published today a lengthy report on the state of the Lightning networks, evaluating that Bitcoin's second layer from within. Now, the paper touches on the channel capacity, wallets, payment volume, everyday usage, and ability to stream money by getting a better understanding of how the network is changing the industry worldwide. Now, the reader might picture the direction of the world is heading into this field likely. Lightning also has the potential to disrupt how services are offered. It enables micropayments and minor business transactions, as shown by the gaming industry, which has been using the networks as payments uh, for very frequent. Many skeptics of the internet and how it could be transferred files, during the days of the internet where they talk about the files, emails, audio, and other content. These technical challenges were solved quicker than many expected. Now, today, 5 billion people use the internet. We send more than 60 billion WhatsApp messages per day, and it's estimated that we will send 376 billion emails by the year 2025. Now, similarly to the internet, Bitcoin has the power and potential to disrupt many industries and human habits. However, it will be all about the money instead. Bitcoin and Lightning networks are also based on open source protocols and software in the same way as the internet, making another internet story much more likely with innovation and contribution from all parts of the world, the report said. Lightning is just starting to scratch the surface of endless possibility that Bitcoin and its layered approach to sound money will have in the society. Very interesting read. Hi Lawrence, welcome to the channel. Very interesting read in terms of looking at how much the Bitcoin Lightning networks have millions of transactions per second, as opposed to Visa on average. And this is actually seated on a second layer on top of the proof of work that resides in layer 1 for Bitcoin. So very interesting times. If you look at all of these things that are happening in the state, even what Rich Dad is saying, the El Salvador volcano, Iran also starting to resume, and we are coming into this bull cycle. People know, and even Edward Snowden coming up saying that Bitcoin has become stronger even after the China's crypto ban. IMF coming in knowing that they can't control cryptocurrency, and they are looking to ensure that at least it's regulated. And they spoke a lot on the financial instability, basically, because when that bubble pops over at the traditional financial markets, where is the money going to flow? As what Kiyosaki said, gold, silver, and definitely the space of crypto, which is good for us because we are still a relatively new industry with a small market cap of $2.1 trillion. Donald Trump also spoke a bit about the currencies coming out and hurting the dollar. Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful, is an advocate definitely for Bitcoin, and it surpasses his goal in terms of acquiring, in terms of his portfolio. Virgin Galactic, I covered this, also confirmed that Bitcoin has replaced gold. They see the technology, they see the vision. JPMorgan, of course, still supporting his clients who wants cryptocurrency however he feels, and he has the belief that there's no intrinsic value, and regulators will regulate this, maybe for a different intent, I don't know. IMF also looking for crypto standards, and looking at the Bitcoin in terms of the US retail banks. One of the 5th largest US banks right now is in the race to be able to cater to the crypto demands. We have Bitcoin also in Brazil now. So you look at South America, you look at El Salvador, Paraguay, and all these countries are coming in. They see the future. They are making changes to get off the dollar. They are looking to actually move into a space. They might be the first adopters, and they might maybe make it to the first world nation. I don't know. Maybe by taking on new technologies that will bring in new talents, create more opportunities, and grow the economies. Venezuela, of course, took out 6 zeros off the dollars. They are struggling with the devaluing of their money, as well as a very high inflation that is hitting them. The ban, as what Snowden has mentioned, is definitely making Bitcoin stronger. So, great news that is from Bitcoin. Let me go and move over to the market segment. So you can see we are growing, coming back to being greedy again. We last week we were in extreme fear. Great buying opportunities right now for the Bitcoin space. So of course, if you have money, it's not financial advice. Again, do look into the 2x to 3x growth over the next 3 months. So you don't want to miss out on this bull run. And most of the money that comes into the crypto space always goes into Bitcoin, followed by the other crypto space. So you can see a very nice growth curve. Looking at the max, we are very fast. Within matters of days, we can actually climb back up based on the crypto fear and greed index. Looking at also the space right now, sea of red, of course Bitcoin is still growing strong, so there's movement of money coming in and out of the exchange, but we are still holding on to the 2.1 to 2.2 trillion dollars. I hope to see more of the market cap grow, because when that grows, most likely we can see this year that Bitcoin potentially would almost hit the $1 trillion mark. And if you look at the rest of the top 10 of the coins in the last 7 days, they are bullish. Now, we still have 12,000 over cryptos. Always finding the gems will take some time. Exchanges, 400 exchanges. Right now, what is trending? Top 3 coins are Lightning, Up, and Ronin Games. So in the last 24 hours, Bitcoin is up by 3.72. Ethereum is down by 0.88. BNB is down by 4.59. Cardano is down by 3.97. USDT break even. XRP is down by 2.17. Solana is down by 9.16. Doge made it to the 8th place. It's climbing up. Money is pouring in. Mid 2.60. USDT is down, slightly down by 0.01. And Polkadot is down by 6.46. A few coins to take note that are also up and coming is Luna, Avalanche, Chainlink, Algorand. Shiba Inu, of course, had a spike recently, 60%, partly due to Shiba being rumored maybe be listed on Robinhood, and that's what actually propelled Dogecoin to actually move from, when I first bought it, from 7 cents to 74 cents when they started to get listed on big exchanges. So accessibility is very important, especially when the coin matures and they have proven certain tokenomics that is aligned to the exchanges. They get listed, and there's that flow of money that goes to that coins. The other things also take note. Of course, Axie Infinity is a very good start. One of the biggest country that plays this game and actually makes a living more than just driving a Grab is the Philippines, right? Followed by Venezuela. The other thing to know is Cosmos, also great, and I covered before VET and FTX coin. So these are things that you may want to look into as part of the next 3 months bull run. If in the last 7 days, of course, you can see that Bitcoin has, oops, what happened here? Bitcoin has moved up 29%, Ethereum about 20%, BNB 20%, just in 7 days. So you can't get this again in the traditional markets. Typically, today I had a call just talking a bit about what are the best investments in the traditional markets, and the best that they can offer me is close to maybe less than 4% per annum. At best 5%, and that is 1 year. Today we are looking at this percentage growth in less than 7 days. So there's something to think about as you are coming into the crypto space. Now, looking at the charts, of course, we have surpassed the support. We are seeing a lot of money being poured in now over the last 4 days. We are in the bull run. We have actually broke the 54, but we are being rejected at the 55. So let's see whether we can cross over the 55 before we hit over to 60 and break the new height of 64,000. So this is actually a double pump. Similarly, that happened, I think, last decade ago. Similar patterns that have followed. Only this time we have countries, institutions, especially as whales, coming in to push the prices up. And this is by far almost to be very close to the 56,000, which is between 55 to 56,000. If we can break that and have support on that, we should be able to move beyond the 64, breaking new heights. And then when the Dubai event happens on the 13th and 14th of October, I believe, it is my belief that more money will pour in especially in the gaming NFTs and those that are companies that are going to participate to raise money for projects. Meta Hero is one of that, and I think you should check out some of the coins that we have actually covered. Again, guys, this is not financial advice. This is just sharing so that you make an educated decision and know that the current cycle is here. Bitcoin, of course, is hodl basing on the rainbow chart. Looking at stock to flow, if you look at stock to flow, this is the line that they use, the blue line. Of course, it is anticipated by 2025 to 2026. It is anticipated that we will hit $1.3 million per Bitcoin, based on their algorithms projection. Right now, we will be dancing between the lows and highs along this line, and we are coming back up to the 100,000 mark. So this 100,000 will last for a few years. If you look at this trend, it will last all the way until 2024. Of course, there will be the cycle of the bulls and the bears that will play along these lines, as it has done since 2010. So using all these algorithms, you can see some of it actually reach the highest above the line, and some of it goes below the line. Very interesting stock to flow to anticipate. But both, looking at some of these algorithms, both of them are predicting 100,000, especially as the growth curve. You can see that currently we are still under the 50,000, and we will be having that 100,000 mark, and between 100 and 150,000. Hashing rate also took a very good jump. You can see this from 39 all the way to 46 because of the news that Iran has actually opened its doors. Of course, there were times where there was this underground mining that was still happening during the ban. However, making it legal just creates that explosion where people start to boot up systems and open their doors. So blockchain, of course, looking at the wallet address, you can actually still see the retail new wallets are being created almost every day. So as the news gets out, so guys, continue to share, spread the message. The more people come in, as we are early adopters, very small industry compared to gold, compared to the financial markets, based on the bonds, the stock, the forex, basically paper assets in a whole. We can actually push this, and we'll be one of those people maybe 10 years down the road looking back that we made one of the greatest change, a potential change, to bet on something new in our lifetime to make that life-changing wealth. So that's all I have today, guys. Thank you for spending some time. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same channel. Manish will be back. Lawrence, good to see you here. See you tomorrow, and take care.